with better than ever. We're good. I can always, with nothing to be sorry about. Any point I can always re-educate on any of these terms. I got you. So supportive employment is for the youth who do have a job secured already. How can we help maintain that? So is it that they want to work on communication skills, showing up on time? My boss is talking back to me. I'm getting really frustrated. What do I do? We can visit them on job site. I'm gonna say it's not a popular service. If you have a job, most of the kids don't want to showing up there, but we can also do it at home or in the community as well. And lastly is caregiver family advocacy support services, lovely tongue twister, we call it CFAS. And with CFAS, it's going to be dependent on the child's age. I want to say, like, yeah, I think it's 9 and younger. It is involving the caregivers and really leaning into that advocacy, looking at the family as an entire unit. How can we work on utilizing the community to empower the family and learn more about resources for youth 9 and older, again up to 21. It can include the family or it can be individualized, working on that advocacy skills, working on some skill building, coping skills, and again, utilizing different opportunities within the school. So these services, they're great, but the kids have to be pre-approved. And again, the state and the insurance companies have been really funky with it right now. It's really unfortunate. But they do look at it as short-term care. So a kid might be approved for 6 months to a year. And as long as they're seeing that they're not in hospitalization again, which is a great thing, they might be, the goal might be to transition to services like the CFTSS services or other community-based services.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So how to make a referral. I'm gonna send over everything after to you guys to help distribute out to everybody. For most of these kids, and I will also have this in the email or just so that you guys can always reference this. They will, for the CFTSS services, they will have to have a medical necessity form signed off on. So again, that's when that initial assessment that I talked about through OLP, the therapy, when we'll have a therapist come over for about an hour, hour and a half, we can sign off on it. So if a kid has never, if they haven't been diagnosed yet, or maybe you work with, they have a therapist already, but you guys can't get in touch with them, or you don't remember what any of these acronyms means, we can help out and start with that initial one-time assessment. If they do have a therapist or maybe a psychiatrist or a pediatrician that is aware of these services and is comfortable signing off on the medical necessity form, they can sign off on the medical necessity form and fill out the LoSTAR referral form. You'll see a glimpse of it on the next slide after. That's for the CFTSS services. And then for the HCBS services, only the health home care management agencies will be able to send over those referrals through the IRAMS portal. All emails, all questions, anything, send a message over to referrals@lostartf.org. I help manage it. Anything that we can do to help clarify. I know there's so many funny names and it's confusing. We like to look at it overall with these services as like a menu for the families. It's not a one size fits all. So any way that like we can help make it easier and explain these services to the families, and really see what's going on and then help make that also judgment call together to be able to sign off on things. That's what we're here for. And then if you just jump to the next slide for a moment, just a brief overview. That's the medical necessity form on the left-hand side. So an LPHA, so again, that's going to be a therapist, a psychiatrist, a pediatrician, if they want to override the initial assessment, unless they're going through therapy, they'll always have to do an initial assessment. So let's just say they want to sign off on CPSC and PSR. They can fill out the information on the left, check off CPSC and PSR, maybe write some comments, and then sign off on the bottom with their NPI number. On the right-hand side, I am updating by, we'll be having a new referral form at the end of this week, but you guys will have everything. And with that, it typically will just go over some symptoms that you might be seeing, classic demographic information, and just like, what is the child looking for in terms of services. But we try to keep it as simple as possible. Anyone's allowed to fill it out, any member of the community for the family members, school. Our referrals do come from care management agencies. And yeah, that's all I got. I know I just threw a lot of information at you guys. But yeah.
So as you were speaking, I was thinking about, so one of the things I do on the side is I teach financial literacy.
Mhm.
And if people need it, one of the things I can do is help them get life insurance, right?
Mhm.
And I know that when someone applies for life insurance, their medical history is reviewed, right? So you may or may not know, but I'm just curious, how much information is reported on what's happening with these children as they're getting services?
Yeah.
Because we can go as far as in like the doctor's notes.
Oh,
So how much
100%.
information is shared?
Yeah. The only thing that unless we're ever subpoenaed, like we're not gonna send out progress notes on day-to-day things that are happening. But we do share, family members, of course, if they want intake information, that will be shared. If they are working with a care manager, we will send over the overall treatment plan. Just for collaboration and part of the state guidance. In terms of outside branches, if the diagnoses will be on the claims, but that's it. So I know it is hard. I know people that are like, how do we take back things that have happened? It's really, really, really challenging. So any way that we can, like, we won't share anything without consent for the family.
Yeah, so that's concerning to me.
Of
And I'll
course.
tell you why. So one of the challenges that our community faces is financial, like illiteracy, not really understanding, right? So now we're bombarded by mental health challenges, emotional challenges that we're trying to get help with, but down the line, right? So
So
you
yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
1000%. I know someone personally in my family that this is happening
Okay.
right now. So it's really, really challenging. And it's like, yeah, we're not gonna sign off on this or we're gonna charge you quadruple the amount of price of it. But my goal is I don't want anyone just slapping on a diagnosis to slap on a diagnosis. Again, kind of like how we started off is like we can work with like a preventative goal, or we kind of say that sometimes like adjustment and like not minimizing that adjustment is a real thing. So if that is ever something that like someone does want to, if we have any concerns or like, hey, before we take a step in anything, why don't we refer you to go get a full psychological evaluation, and I'll help with any recommendations that I can, because I know it can be hard with Medicaid and Child Health Plus to see what resources are out there. But I'm not just slapping on a diagnosis to slap on a diagnosis. At the end of the day, if the kid doesn't need our services, let's get them in an after-school program that they want to get out of the house for a little bit,
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes, and that question, because I believe the age group was 2 to 19. the first group.
It's either 5 to 21 with Medicaid or 5 to 19 with Child Health Plus.
Oh, okay, because, no, I thought the first group must have Medicaid. That was my reason, because I was going to ask, with the impending Medicaid cuts.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything like provision and the works? I know for those kids that may lose the Medicaid.
It's great. So that's when the Child Health Plus, I want to say recently came out through the state. So it is for those kids that are kind of in the middle ground where the families might not qualify for Medicaid anymore. That's when we look into the Child Health Plus. We don't per se can do this, but if the families talk to DF, like the Department of Social Services, or they have like CSPOA potentially, and see if they qualify for Child Health Plus, then that's how they'll be able to, that they added in the Child Health Plus recently because of all the Medicaid cuts. Be able to give a little extra of that wiggle room for families that don't need Medicaid, but also can't do private insurance.
Okay, so the child health plus is at the state.
It's through the state, but it's also through the insurance, but it's still through the insurance company, so like, Fidelis Health First, United Healthcare, they have, just like they work with Medicaid, or Metro Plus, just like they work with Medicaid, they also now are working with a brand called Child Health Plus. I can try to get some more information on how families can look into enrollment and like what the qualifications are for it,
Thank you.
of course.
Does anyone else have questions for Danielle?
Yeah, one more. Danielle, is there any issues with families that have an ACS case receiving services from your program? Sometimes,
Not at all.
not at all.
Not at all.
Cases like that, there's no hindrance there.
No hindrance, as long as they are interested in, will participate in services, we're all on board with that. Yes.
Okay.
We work a lot with ACS, I'll get direct referrals from them, or it might be, the situation where ACS is involved with additional care. That happens, we work a lot with foster care agencies as well, so anything that we can do to help these kids.
And if a family is receiving services from a similar program, but wants to discontinue services with them and transfer over you, is that okay? And how does that-
Yeah, so as long as there's no duplication of services, so as long as they're not doing that PSR, that psychosocial rehabilitation with us and another agency, we're all good to go. As long as they don't have an outside therapist and want to do therapy with us, we can always do that one-time assessment and that won't be affected. As long as there's just no duplication in services. If something to keep in mind, if a kid does have a therapist, but they're like, hey, I am looking for additional support, you can do the PSR, the CPST, like the skill building and whatnot.
Okay.
We don't have to work with our therapist, they can have an outside therapist. And as long as we, like, I think it's always best if we can get consent to collaborate, but like, there's no requirements for that.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And sorry, I didn't record everything.
Wait, no, there's nothing to be sorry, there's nothing to be sorry about.
Okay, Evelyn, you ready to present, introduce our next presenter?
I don't know.
Yeah, so Rebecca,
Yes.
they have a presentation on their computer. What did you
Can you send it to me?
You got connected to the internet, right?
I'm using my own phone.
Your own phone.
I didn't get connected to
Oh,
it.
you didn't get this network for you?
It didn't work. I need maybe it's
Okay.
right
Are you able to send?
Can you send me the presentation?
It's, I'm just gonna use our website. It's not really a PowerPoint.
Okay, I can go to the website. It's just easier for us to
Tell me what to do, please.
tell me the website.
qualityforflatbush.org.
Okay, and Evelyn's gonna introduce you, okay? Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, so we will go ahead and present our next presenter, Imani Heath Henry, Executive Director for Quality for Flatbush.
So Imani, you can actually come over here if you wanna control the site.
Yes,
They just won't be able to see you. Okay, is that okay?
that's fine.
All right.
Can they see this, my, what?
Probably not.
Okay, no problem.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, sorry. Hello, everybody. I want to apologize right now. Just, it's not going to be a PowerPoint presentation. I want folks to, it's good that you can't see me because my dreads are like, doing their own thing today. And more importantly, I want to just say to everyone, we are a grassroots organization. We take no government funding whatsoever. This is more about community organizing and activism. And so I really appreciate having the opportunity to speak to you. So we are Equality for Flatbush. Please don't let that name fool you in the sense of that we are Brooklyn-wide, but we are a majority Caribbean organization. So we are heavily based in Flatbush, East Flatbush, and Crown Heights, but we organize in Bensonhurst, we organize in Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, Sunset Park, you name it, we're there. The primary function of our organization is that, can everyone see the screen okay? Organization that was founded in 2013. I think we're one of the last formal of that era of Black Lives organizations in New York City. Our main focus is that we fight gentrification, displacement, and police violence, ICE violence in Brooklyn. One of our big pieces, again, is that we are a member-led organization. We are buying for Caribbean, largely women migrants, and then people like myself that are like first gen descendants of migrants of color. Our main piece of our work right now is that one, unfortunately, we're the only rapid response financial mechanism for tenants and homeowners, people that have survived fires, domestic violence survivors, etc., when it comes to one, financial like rent assistance or emergency housing. Then also, unfortunately, again, we're the only 911 alternative to 911 for Brooklyn, New York, and that people can call us and we rapidly respond ourselves to elder abuse, to domestic violence, to just be there and support people through their time with the understanding that we're trying to lessen the likelihood of people being shot or murdered by the NYPD. And so we go ourselves. That rapid response work is largely Black and Latino women, and then other LGBTQ, trans, non-binary identified folks, largely Black and Latino. This is our organizing method. And like we, again, sort of do triage. First and foremost, we get people to be stable by like our rapid response. So lending emotional, legal, logistical support, people facing evictions, tenants harassment, police violence, ICE violence, and other kind of crises. Then we are, we joke about being the gangsters of anti-gentrification. And so we do a lot of accountability campaigns where we're holding landlords accountable as developers, people that are, causing crisis in people's lives. And that with that understanding that people then feel like, yeah, let's build a tenant association. Yeah, let's, even like a WhatsApp group in the building so people can like, and a lot of times like even be able to check on each other when there's no heat, or then do rapid response to do some kind of 311 action to get the heat back on. We do a lot of mediations, like with families, roommates in general. And then we create community safety plans to support survivors of violence. Cop watch teams. We were unfortunately, and I keep saying unfortunately, because we're a grassroots group, our budget is under $400,000 a year. And right now, there's not a lot of other groups like us, or there's more mutual aid and that kind of thing, but definitely as like a formation in New York City, we're one of the only or the only, which is, a really overwhelming, and hoping that there'll be more of this effort elsewhere. But also something like that, unfortunately, since 2022, we've been rapidly responding to do eviction defense for homeowners, like the largely Black and brown homeowners that are dealing with the sheriffs and the police, because developers, I can tell you, last March, folks at 347 Lincoln Road had 4 SWAT units come to their house at a rent stabilized building that the family has owned for 40 years to evict them. And not even really an eviction. We don't really know why the 71st precinct, but we do know it was at the behest of the developer, that they kicked down doors of this family's, people's apartments. Because again, it's a rent stabilized building, but the majority of the family live there. They are a Trinidadian family that have lived in Crown Heights for over 40 years. And again, over deed fraud, here is a full-fledged, I've never seen SWAT like that at like where was the hostage negotiating needed? I don't know, but they came, arrested people, and again, they found nothing. The landlord called in and said there was a fire, which turned out to be someone just lighting incense in their apartment. But again, we're experiencing all over Brooklyn that Black homeowners in particular, brown homeowners, also as well, are like dealing with state violence. This weekend we had from Friday to Sunday, we have a Trinidadian sister in Queens that was arrested with other activists, homeowner activists, because again, they were seizing all of her properties. And she spent about 2, 3 nights in jail. And again, this is her home. Her son was arrested, everybody's arrested. And that's what we're dealing with, is those rapid response emergency moments. And then last but not least, yes, we believe in abolition. And abolition for us is very simply, can we stop systemically what is happening to our people? And that might be something as simple as, fighting for different policies in place. That's not really our thing, but we support all kinds of police and ICE related policies being put in place. But also, it's the understanding of shifting narratives. Like, for instance, we got started with dollar van drivers on Flatbush, Utica, and Church, and dollar van, dollar cab drivers. And what it was to like stop the narrative of criminalizing largely Black Caribbean, mostly Haitian drivers in an industry that is providing a service that we know takes off 30 to 45 minutes off people's commute, that we know, that people would rather put the $2 and wait for the 41 bus that's endless and never it's packed every time. And that the camaraderie of what it is, if you've ever driven in a dollar van, we sing together. We share news together. We talk together. It's a beautiful experience, and it's a migrant form of transportation. There are multiple other van services across New York City that are not heavily policed, but they are not in direct conflict with the MTA, and that's why there's so many arrests. All the demonizations, all of that, we help to like put reporters on the bus, on the dollar vans, and like talk to the drivers. Stop listening to what the police say. So again, these are kind of our different tactics. I don't want to go into what is gentrification. We all know what gentrification is at this point, but I wanted to just to share a little bit about our campaigns and just to be real about like really what this is for us. I guess I'm gonna put out like our housing and tenant organizing stuff so people can kind of see. We provide a lot of legal resources and everything for folks. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just going to put our resource pages on here. The truth of the matter is, we have 3 landlords right now that are extorting tenants through ICE. Like cross sale, I don't want to go into, but without details, but we definitely have pegged for Flatbush, Bushwick, where it's like a whole syndicate of like through a Latin like business that is bringing in and staring, as we would say, staring Latin mono Spanish speakers into a slumlord situation where we literally had a family pushed out of their home over a phony gas leak. There are infants, brand new infants in this apartment. The landlord then forced them out over this gas leak that for a month, and the family, temporarily moved out because of the safety of their children. Immediately, the landlord put the apartment up for rent. And due to their neighbors in the building put up signs and videos, you can see this online. It's 168 Cooper, I will just say that, is like, again, part of we have the actual and I could switch to our Instagram. Please follow us on Instagram, that you can see the actual text message between the landlord and another fellow tenant saying like, what happened to that family? You pushed them out on purpose. The landlord says like, oh, they're fleeing ICE. How do you even know their migrant status? That's against the law. So we are heavily like organizing around that building, but more importantly, we're going to hold that landlord accountable. We also know that he's doing it across Brooklyn. So we are in the process of organizing in Bushwick to bring this person not only to justice, but to make sure our people are safe. And I will say this in a general way. This is part of the reason that we provide emergency housing. We have always supported survivors. We've always made sure that people, even fire, like, we have so many people because the landlords do burn us out because the wiring is faulty, because, water is raining down through the electrical fixtures in the apartment. Electrical fires happen all the time. And we are there to like help with emergency money, help our people not end up in the shelter system because the Red Cross only gives like a few days. Like that's kind of our mission, is to keep our people from being displaced and fighting the people that are aiding and abetting in their displacement. I'm going to, I think the only other thing I might talk about, and then you can ask questions, and I'll just be transparent. Part of the reason I'm presenting today, and I'm going to give love to Cindy, who I don't know how long we've known each other, but has volunteered with Equality for Flatbush, and we now have a partnership, to whatever degree, informally, with East Flatbush Community Partners. I think the piece of it is that we are definitely eager because we are fiscally sponsored. We are not getting money from any kind of government entity, but I'll tell you, I can start naming names from the pandemic. When we did a Brooklyn-wide like food delivery service to people, we started getting on a bunch of resource lists. But we, again, are not funded by the government so that we can be able to do what we need to do and like support our peoples in a way without any kind of like worry. I mean, I'll even say it, last year, we were put on a list of like, progressive groups that are fight homelessness, but have a more radical position. I guess it was called the homelessness. I forget whatever derogatory term Trump was. We were just put on because we're a Black Lives Matter group. They were really going after Southern Poverty Law Project and other folks. They'd like to try, and because he's busy in DC, like beating up homeless people because because the raids are going on across the country and sweeps are going on against homeless and unhoused people. So we were named in this right-wing attack. But the point of the matter is, this is part of why we're not beholden. We're not like so many other groups worried about our funding, because our funders are mostly more progressive forces. But we do have a lot of community partnerships with both elected officials as well as other social service groups. We have been able to deliver a check for people around their eviction and say, don't evict this person, here's some money. We have been, someone wants to get on, Laura. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm grateful for laughter right now. And so we're trying to make more partnerships. We're trying to see if other people would be willing to put us in their, contracts as a community partner and help us with more like finances so we can do it, so we can be there. I'm not going into details, but most recently we had a family of 5 lose housing. They signed up, they had a lease in their name and everything, and the landlord, was just playing around with them, gaming them, and they didn't get to move in anywhere. There's a newborn baby. So we were able to rapidly respond and provide them housing. And we're going to do as many months as we can. I believe we're at least trying for at least 3 months. This is like Airbnbs. We used to have a lot of relationship with hotels that has ended because of the asylum seekers. And we are big up. We want our people to be housed. But again, it's leaving us to pay $4,000, $5,000, $3,000 every month. We are paying rent for elders that we've paid for over 4 years and fought their landlords and fought HRA, to get a one-shot deal for them, because the reason we're doing it is because people aren't getting one-shot deals anymore. They're waiting years and years and years. And we're like, our people will not be displaced, so we're going to pay your rent. And we do that with like, and I want to just be our motivation, I might get emotional, is that we believe in revolutionary love. We believe that we have to have each other's back. This is a grassroots effort. I can share one story and then I'll shut up. Like these elders that we've been fighting for around the city to get, but we're paying their rent in the meantime. We had another tenant in that building that we help with their back rent. We pay a lot of back rent so people can like just live their lives. When we were like down to the last maybe 800 or 900 before the one-shot deal, we were putting out the call, hey, people help us, because literally the landlord, slumlord that we've been fighting, the Spare Brothers, kept calling the marshals every single month against these elders. And so we had to rapidly respond and have people ready to fight fight the marshals, not the elders, fight the marshals to save and keep our people safe. These are our family members, and we believe in say E for F family. So when that last moment happened where we needed $800, $900, the tenant that we had supported with their back rent are still in court over their case came forward with that money. And I shared the story. This is all anonymous, but it warmed my heart when they hug each other at the tenant meeting, as because they're just neighbors. I don't know if the elder knows. We're not going to ever tell them. But when they hug each other at the tenant association meeting, it makes my heart sing. That's who we are. We are literally Black and brown people fighting against our own displacement, fighting the cops, fighting ICE so we can stay in Brooklyn. And we are just paying it forward to each other. We did in the pandemic, we were doing food delivery, and all of a sudden we became the place for elders to get air conditioning. Just organically through our email list, people are like, we have an air conditioner. Can you install it in this elder's house? Sure. And people came and did this for each other just organically out of like, yeah, we got to take care of each other. So I'm done with my presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know.
I have a question.
Sure.
Thank you for your passion. I see it. It is loving to see.
Thank you.
I have a question around. Okay, our home. I'm sure there are other homeowners who may have a vacant unit. Why it's vacant, we don't know, right? Have you ever considered maybe partnering with the homeowner direct? How is that going?
Yeah, I'll be real. We've done GoFunds for tenants that owe money to homeowners. Just so again, like we're all Black and brown people, right? We're all, I want to even say we're white and working class people too. Let's be real. You just wanna criteria is Brooklyn, right? So yeah, we've done that. A lot of times people do not have the equity sometimes to rent out the pieces of the property. We don't have that kind of means, but definitely have connected people with that kind of thing. We do have our own plumbers. I just won't say it. We do have people that do construction, have our own plumbers. When we had a homeowner group, like a formal group, when in 2019, before the pandemic, we're literally meeting across Brooklyn at different sites and having homeowners come together. They did a homeowner, like we've been fighting for a homeowner's bill of rights. People did a whole beautiful thing about construction, which engineers are good, non-predatory. Our predatory lawyer list that we have is mostly from homeowners. We are fighting so many. Literally, E4F is being sued along with homeowners because we're calling out all these predatory lawyers that are like basically stealing our people's homes and delivering it to developers. We're calling out all the judges. We have a campaign against housing court judges. We have a campaign against Supreme judges. Like we have all of these things, but absolutely. It's the homeowners rapidly responding for each other. I want to give a shout out to Stop Deed Fraud Coalition. These are mostly homeowners. Black elder women are like rushing from Brooklyn to Queens to stand and surround people's houses. The same thing, the SWAT team came, people just came from all over Brooklyn and it was like, we got you. So I just want to say that, like, if Mandani is saying, and that's, we hope this is, that it's going to do some kind of subsidy around this, but yes, are you kidding? we love when we can be like homeowner, tenant,
Right.
boom.
You
We
know, it's
love
funny
that.
because Airbnbs, that's a pretty.
It is a pretty penny, and we want permanent housing because that's furnished housing.
Right.
That's
So I could even think, like, if I had an extra unit, I would even be willing to work with you guys at a discounted rate, just because of the cause. And I'm sure there are other people like me, you know?
we have Black Airbnb landlords that we've been working with. A lot of them are Black migrants too. They understand our work. It's been interesting. I mean, like, we used to have, it's because of the monopoly capital situation around real estate and the big giant real estate agencies. We used to have a whole list of informal list of Black brokers we trust that would help people with programs, all of that. That is dissipated because the industry is now under being choked by all the big giant, MySpace or we can name all of those people. But so again, like we're always like, hi, how do you help? Hey, you're a plumber. You get we work with small businesses. I won't even go into. I think we've saved about 8 small businesses and a site under the Underground Railroad. Yeah, I mean, like even something. Can you go and read the meter? Because why are you paying the water bill for all the departments?
I have a friend going through that in the Bronx.
This is exactly
Come
what
in and said, go get an electrician. Why? She had 2 meters, now there's only one. That's a constant issue. Why she gotta pay money for it?
I can go on and on about the way that predatory landlords and developers, I mean, there are a lot that they're the same. We have we haven't heard from them in a while. We've been working with people in Florida because a developer there is trying to build some horrible thing in their like working class, like waterside town. And it happens, they are the same, this is United Management, it's the same landlord we're fighting at 150 Crown. So because we've been fighting them, they're like, hey, New Yorkers, you've been fighting this guy. And we started partnering for a couple years around it. I'm not sure where the struggle is. I hope everything's better for them. But I'm just saying, like, this is why I'm just going to say our main thing, what we got from our lawyers, both criminal and civil, were like, shame them. Cops, obviously ICE, landlords, predatory landlords, I want to say. We go after all the landlords. It's very sad and heartening when we have to fight Black, woman landlord, but we've had to. We're mostly corporate landlords. Right. We go after everybody. Right. And then like obviously like developers. And so like I said, they might be a landlord here in New York City, but they're a developer somewhere else. Or they're a landlord in Brooklyn, but you know what they're doing all over Manhattan. Like that's kind of our thing. Please go. I'm gonna stop talking.
So, no. So there's some questions on the chat.
Sure,
There's
shut
people
up.
that's been patiently waiting. So from Mia
Can
Smith,
I turn this off so I can see people?
You actually can go back to your seat and then they can see you. And you can see, well, yeah, you can see the.
so
That my hair.
Mia Smith, she said, any activity against DBEF?
Yes.
Okay. And she said, yes, small 1 to 4 family homeowners in our community are in dire need of support as well. If anybody else wanna unmute, you can ask questions as well, if you wanna unmute.
I have a question, Imani.
Yes.
Support do you exactly need just being here at this meeting today versus people just adding you as a resource?
If I want to just be clear, if you have a contract or grant coming up that you want to add us in as a community partner and give us some kind of percentage to like as a consultant to help you, that'd be great. Because I'll start naming the names of all the politicians that use us. I mean, there was a time one state senator just would dump on Monday, it'd be like 8 calls from his office. And we'd be like, but we're not getting paid for that. And it would just, and we don't want their money, but we just are like, can you talk to a funder for us? How can you say that this is an essential thing and that we're grassroots so we don't have the red tape? But that's the other piece of it. Again, as a social worker's work at big giant places in my own life, I'm like, oh my goodness, that we don't have to go through all the red tape. We can just like, here's the money. We rapidly respond. All you need to do is show us a receipt or something. We're not busy. And trust, we know sometimes we're getting scammed. It's okay. We'll figure that scam out. or we'll figure out a little portion of the money. But generally, it's like most of our people are lovingly coming to us in crisis, and we're just like, we got you. I would make a joke about it. We have tenants in buildings where they need runs. I'm paying $90 for a run right now. Just to keep people from fighting each other. Okay, you need a run, let's get the run. Hey, let's do that.
Was that first when you said a question, right? I think.
Yes, he was,
Did you want more in detail?
Rhea, you can unmute yourself if you have any more other questions, or was that your only question?
No,
Yeah.
she had, thank you so much for that information and resource. And you did address some of it as it relates to that. So the deed theft was just one of the many topics related to real estate and small homeowners. So I would be inclined to reach out to you after the meeting and
Sure, I wanna just, I wanna just be clear, I bought stuff to hand out to people here, I apologize, I forgot this hybrid. I would say, one of the things that we are good at is that we do really great research. So people, for all of our campaigns, so people know who their enemies are. Sometimes it's just like, this is your landlord, or here are all the shell companies. Oh, here are all the aliases of your, sometimes we get home addresses and cell phones. But we're like, again, for people to have some sense of like that. The other thing that we do is that we publicly fight. We're building a case against one, unfortunately, Black woman lawyer that's like since we've been fighting since 2022. She's the one that's suing us and a homeowner and elder for $1 million because we called her out and because the news picked it up. That's our big thing.
She's suing for like defamation of character.
Defamation. And she's been on our predatory lawyer list since 2022. The sister that we, justice for you, hashtag justice for Miss Jones, you can come see about this Black elder that got all this news coverage. And we're trying actually on the first, if people want to know, if you want to come or to invite homeowners, we have a meeting on the first for an Alan Roytham, who is a developer slash attorney, and Yolanda Korean. So people, because we're like, can we bring a case? And we're good at public shaming. That's our one thing. We can shame. We are your crazy cousin with a bat on the veranda. Saying, oh, you know, that's who we are. And we will shame you. Shame. So we can, and also then that sometimes means like a landlord will cry, you know, uncle, auntie, whatever, and give you money.
Yeah, but you wanted to
Yeah,
just say what
yeah.
you there.
We have, I just said like, we have gotten apartments, not just about apartments fixed without going to court, that's always. But I mean, like, people moved after living with leaks for 8 years with a child with asthma. This is child endangerment, child would end up in the emergency room every single year. And we got that family moved to a new apartment, they tried to raise rent on them, we're like, no. But it was community that we had to do the hashtag, and community is calling the landlord, you all call the landlord. You all say, you better not. And the landlord will like end up getting phone calls all day and night. I'm just being really clear about our methodology. We had one last story. We had a brother, Mr. Gene is the campaign. Mr. Gene, they had a sewage leak in the apartment. He was on the first floor. The whole building came together. The super of the building was nowhere to be found. It happened on the weekend. People came together to support each other. Mr. Gene is a Haitian, erudite brother, lots of books. His stuff was getting ruined.
Wow.
We tried to move him. He was like, no, there was a whole delegation of activists. Like, Mr. Gene, will you please? So we finally got him to be in a hotel room, like, and that he could come back and forth. The landlord is like, oh, we'll pay for it. We're like, nothing will like that. You're gonna pay up front. You're not gonna reimburse him. And community with people literally call us, what's going on with Mr. Gene? What's going on with Mr. Gene? And it was like that. Like, not even sure what they called for that. You know, it was like, it was awesome. Community is like, what are you doing to this elder? So I just want to say, we got, you know, his things that were damaged, we got them clean, we got his whole apartment clean, we got all this stuff. But people, you call and are like, and you don't have to use your real names, but if you do, last story, Errol's Bakery. We had protests, we did all that, that's on Flatbush and Cortland people, I used to live above them. Right there on the corner, if everybody knows, Best Patties, you know, really is like delicious food and pastry and all that. But the piece of it, they you know, like they were already ready, like they were already ordered to vacate. Like this happens all the time. They go to court because commercial businesses do not, it's just like unregulated tenants, you know, we have good cause right now, but we're not guaranteed leases.
Right.
So that's, you know, commercial tenants. The piece of the matter is, I'll just share the secret of what we did was that we weren't sure we were gonna win. It's one of our first victories with a small business. What we did is have people in the community call and use their credentials or make something up, we didn't care. But like say you were like, hi, you know, I am a lawyer that works at blah, 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 and the community wants to meet with you. I am a social worker that works with these kind of young people, and the community wants to meet with you. I'm an artist. I make paintings. The community wants to meet with you, and because the community did that, they came, and they were like, "Oh, the police! Thanks, law. We didn't want to meet you." Literally, that's what happened. We just asked community members. We like handpicked some people, but that's what we did, and the landlord caved, and they're still there on that corner.
Oh, you said you wanted to talk about deed theft.
I guess I think the main things are one that we work and are allied with that coalition. We do it. Huh? How does deed theft happen? It's a lot of things. Deed theft can be anything. It's deep. There's so much. Like one, when people try to refinance their homes, there are people walking around just like, oh, we can do a refinance. There are people that have had relationships with like, you know, folks for over 20 years. They signed over a deed into somebody else's name. Unfortunately, there are so many times that there are also family members involved in some of this deed theft thing. We come for everyone. We have definitely had folks that are like multiply done it to like their family in England and doing it to family in Brooklyn. We've had I'm just gonna say we have one sister that the person who sold her home stole her deed. We've had, and then there's just like wildness, like coming to someone, I mean, similar to extortion. If you don't sell me your deed, if you don't give me my deed, I'm gonna call the police on you. And that kind of thing.
I wish somebody.
And there was a news article, please don't quote me, but we can look it up. It happened a few years back that a black elder, male elder, had like a developer constantly sort of picking on him. And so he signed over the deed, and when it was on the news that his daughter and other folks, then, were like, oh my goodness, how did this happen? So even like, and I want to be clear, it's not just about elders at all.
Right.
Meaning, I can tell you, we've been fighting in co-ops where people, like younger people, like take their hard-earned money and they're like, I'm gonna stay in my neighborhood, I'm gonna have co-op. It's one of the original co-op buildings. So again, it was about home ownership for Black and brown people. And just have these co-op boards that are really just like developers at this point, management companies that are like, yeah, we've pictured like a family that had literally like mushrooms growing from their season. They had a baby, and this is young people. These are younger people. I want to just add, they're like starting, going like, we bought a house, which we have again. The housing stock in New York City is a lot of apartments that people can buy into. So again, if they never fix a leak, if they're not exterminating the building, that's what you're paying for.
That's right.
We have a whole bunch of people like again, even like. What was the other piece of it? Like even secession. We're fighting for elders whose families have lived in these original co-ops, and then the new board is like, you can get out. They're raising, what is it called? The maintenance fees
Yes.
on people, so then people can't afford to be there.
Yeah.
Especially long-term Black and brown tenants. You can't afford to be there. Well, we have fire. 340, we had a fire. A 13-year-old died in that fire. The landlord blamed the family. There was an e-bike in the kitchen, he said. Exactly. Just outrageous, outright lies.
Wow.
And again, unfortunately, we have a whole campaign against our legal nonprofit that we work with that didn't help these families at all. But that's a whole other story to hold our. We come for you. We come for you.
We don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate. We've been silent about it for like this has been going on since 2013. 23, I apologize. But I mean, even to say like, that's how the fires, how the landlord was like, it's sort of like Hurricane Katrina, with all the displacement that happened there was about like, oh, we're gonna use this hurricane as an excuse
Right.
to displace people.
Yeah.
Landlords use fires. And again, it's his fire. It's again, the fire report says it's about the wiring in the building.
Wow.
So it was an e-bike because everyone parks their e-bikes in the kitchen by the stove. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But again, they helped to push out all these folks, partly because we didn't have the legal support, though we were working with people. This man is Adam Myers. I just want you to know he's now a judge in Manhattan Housing Court. 15 of our buildings got no legal support from 2023 to 2024. So we have a whole campaign now. We don't need to go into it. Oh yeah, we're coming for that. This is August 7th. Come protest with us.
Any other questions for Imani?
Yes, please. Wrap me
Question.
up.
So how does like someone contact you guys? Like whether it is more of that, like is there different like contact items, more of that like SOS in the heat of the moment needing support versus like, hey, is it something that you can help out with that is going on?
Yeah, no, and we right now have 4 hotlines: French, English, Creole, and Spanish, obviously, sorry. And emails that are just our hotline. Anybody can contact us through there.
It's on the website.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the website. I think we need to add French on there. But if you go to our Instagram, it's much more obviously an update than our
Okay.
and then people reach out to us, DM us,
Okay.
and then we, all of that. So we're very, very accessible in all kinds of ways.
Bonnie, could you share about some of the support you need on the back end, like translation,
Sure.
research, all those things that you often reach out for support?
Sure. Do you want to?
I just, mine is straight to the point. What was your Instagram again?
Equality with the number 4,
Okay.
Flatbush. Equality for Flatbush. I was gonna say, this is a straight out support. I was just even gonna say, like, we have a bunch of working groups. We need Creole. I can't even tell you, we have to relieve our Creole hotline person at this point. We're desperately trying to hire somebody that can help, especially given TPS. We are already, and I'll just say it, we didn't go around and say we are a migrant adjacent group. It's only in this last period under Trump that we've become this, like, we're trying to help all our nonprofit family that are nonprofits that are worried about losing their funding and all that stuff. So we again are sort of like, what you need, fam, what you need. Okay, we'll go do that. We'll take that out. Literally, one of our first tenant things was like Haitian families being attacked by a landlord. We had a legal nonprofit who was our friend and family. They're in court. And they were like, can you publicly shame them? And we beat their what? Because they couldn't do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to, that's part of the reason why we are grassroots. So we can be there and be like, oh, well, we can do that.
Yeah.
So we need lots of translation help. I'm gonna give out some flyers. We're in Bangla, Uru, we're taking care of, we're Brooklyn. So we generally there have been moments that we've had to do like rep response to like people losing their homes and they're Russian. And someone, oh, thank God you speak Czech. We got someone to speak Czech and did like that. Because again, we're Brooklyn. We need I gotta write an angry letter today. We copy editors. We love system managers, people that can have lend those skills. We have to flyer buildings. We have to talk to tenants, help us with outreach, that kind of thing. Homeowner stuff. Oh my goodness. Especially because it is a lot of elders, we're literally like, how many teams can be for this one elder? We have that a lot. Anyway, yeah, you have a skill of any kind. You like something, we can make it something for you to do. This is really.
You name it, we got it.
Do you want to lick some scams? Scams. Okay, maybe not lick them. Like the voice that on something. You can come in and do that. You love heavy furniture? The furniture. Help us.
Yeah, piggybacking on Danielle's question about helping homeowners. Like, example, the guy in Kenosha lost his house because of the foreclosure thing. Is that something that he could have reached you, to your group and you would be able to help, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I mean, we rapidly respond to emergency situations and we do our best. I'm not gonna lie to you, the homeowner thing is the most heartbreaking and problematic. People have been in court for 20 years. Like I said, you know, we're doing eviction defense. This is true for like, we're just trying to keep people there. We're fighting. We have some people, again, Stop Defraud has a lot of folks, because of the lawyers are predatory. People are writing their own motions for court at this point. Because one, people have either like spent all their money on a lawyer that like completely
Wow.
betrayed them.
Wow.
So people are, there's a lot of like, I will just say it, the homeowners are taking care of each other in ways that are beautiful. I've been watching this for many years. That's when we kind of organize together. People have each other's back. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it is one of the hardest nuts to crack because it really is like diabolical. Diabolical. And we're all doing our best, but at least they can be with other people that understand and show up to court. Oh, there's lots of direct actions happening for homeowners right now. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna open it up for program updates now. So this is the opportunity for any of our participants to unmute, let us know what's going on in your world. If you have an event that you would like for us to attend, you want to promote that, you can drop the flyer in the chat. If you want to share your screen, you can. Just let me know. I can give you co-host access. So at this point, who would like to provide a program update?
Rhea Smith from Uncommon Schools.
Hi, Ria.
Hey, how are you?
I
Just
am
briefly, want to let everyone know that Uncommon Schools is available in the community. We have 23 schools in many of the areas of Brooklyn, Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, Brownstone, East New York, Canarsie, and Williamsburg. And I will put the information in the chat for our enrollment as well. I myself am the regional manager of external affairs, and I work very closely with our elected officials, our CBOs, many of which of you are on. I'm happy to meet all the ones that have not met yet, but want to be able to make sure that we provide resources that are in the community for our families and look at approaching family care in a holistic way so that our students and our families, our parents and our community continue to be made whole in many ways, healthcare, housing, legal, immigration, all of those wonderful things. So we thank you. And again, we're at Uncommon Schools, and I'll put all of my contact in the chat for you guys to hit me up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Who else would like to share? Selena, I see you. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good to see everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Selena LeBron. I am the Community Engagement Specialist at NYPCC. Just want to let you all know that we do have immediate openings right now, all of our sites actually, and also our remote clinic as well. I'll share the flyer in the chat box. We are also hosting a hygiene drive, so if anyone would like to donate any hygiene, feminine, or even men adult products, please feel free to stop at any of one of our sites and submit your donation. It's going to be all of our donations that we collect will be submitted to a local shelter. And it's just our way of just like caring for the community and also just promoting self-care within our communities. And so, yeah, so we hope that you will partake in that, or if you know anyone who has any, donations that I can pick up, that would be great as well. Thank you so much. And my contact information is listed in the chat box. I'll repost it. But thank you, Cindy and Lamecca, for this opportunity to share our resources.
You're welcome. Okay, who's next? There's a question for you in the chat, Selena. You can answer it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was for Rayon.
I forgot to say I'm a
Rayon's
proud member
asking
of
you
the
a
East
question.
Flatbush Community Partnership Program.
Thank you. Rhea asked you a question in the chat. Okay, who else? Oh, Karen. I see you, Karen. Please go ahead. You can unmute.
Yes, hi, good afternoon, everyone. First, giving gratitude for Cindy and Lamecca, who I call like unrelentlessly for aid, and they never say no and always search for an answer. So first wanted to give that. Second of all, just a reminder that individuals who are receiving SNAP, ABOD, able-bodied adults without dependents, are now required to do engagement hours. People don't seem to take this seriously, but it's really serious. They have to do hours based upon the amount of money they receive. $217.50 is the benchmark. So if somebody is making less than that, they'll still have to engage. How you figure out how many hours you have to do is how much money you are receiving divided by the minimum wage. And that's how many hours of engagement an individual has to do. This is very important and so I'm looking for organizations to partner with that we can give our customers engagement hours. So thank you so much. If you have an internship, if you know of an organization, please reach out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share a program update? You can feel free to unmute yourself. Going once, going twice.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Ephraim Diaz, and I'm from Phoenix House of New York. We're a substance use program, and it's my first time participating in the meeting. I just became employed by Phoenix House, and I was informed of the meeting in which I will more than likely be participating on a monthly basis, so I can familiarize myself with all the organizations that are within the area and providing any whatever services. We're located at 20 New York Avenue, right off Fulton and Herkimer, between Fulton and Herkimer. And we've been here for over 5 decades, been dedicated to helping individuals overcome substance use and mental health disorders, challenges, empowering them to lead healthy and fulfilling lives. We're here. I will gladly be partaking in every meeting after this, and I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself.
Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Who else would like to share? Okay, do we have any people here live that would like to give a program update? Okay, George, go ahead.
Yes, my name is George Tate, and I volunteer with New York Statewide Senior Action Council. And we advocate for senior programs, especially Medicare, Medicare fraud, and Medicare insurance. We also do a lot of advocacy with the state. Right now, we are fighting to get more support for our seniors, and there's a couple of bills that are pending that we need people to call our elected officials so they could sign up on these bills. On May 11th, we are having a senior grassroots day in Albany. We have buses coming from Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, and might be the Bronx. Okay, and these you have to register. The buses are free. They would come and we could talk to the elected officials up there and like put a little pressure on them to sign up on these bills and restore some of the funding that are projected to be cut by the government. Okay, in order to go on the bus, you must register by May 1st. And the trip is May 11th. From Brooklyn, they will be leaving from St. Gabriel Church, which is right not too far from here on Winthrop Street. The flyer, the information. Yes, if you go, and Cindy will put the things up and information, but if you have any questions, I could give you my cell number. It's George Tate, and it's 718-757-5073. And in addition to that, we do have the Brooklyn chapter that meets the 4th Wednesday of every month. This year we meet at the Brooklyn Public Library. We met yesterday. Our next meeting is April 22nd which is next month. And we will be discussing poison prevention in the home. I know this group has something on food poison and all that. But with this, if you could make it to the library, please, if you have anyone, because we have okay most of the people over 60 years of age. So if you have any other, let them come. And if you could get here before 10 a.m., because between 9:30 and 10, they serve breakfast before the meeting. The meeting is from 10 to 12. Okay, if you have any questions, again, you can call me, or if you go to the nysenior.org, you could find out more information.
Thank you. Okay, so if there are no more program updates, we're gonna wrap things up for today.
Wait,
So,
actually, I'm
oh yes,
sorry.
there's someone else? Go ahead.
Yes. All right, so good
Okay.
afternoon, everyone. My name is Sadara Johnson. I'm the program director of one of our training programs at my organization, Brooklyn Workforce Innovations. So with my organization, we offer training for 7 different training programs in different job sectors. Note, all of our programs are free, but I put the flyer in the group chat earlier. We have training in woodwork, carpentry, cable installation, customer service, tech sector work, film and TV industry, becoming a production assistant training. And then also we do Class A commercial driver's license for free. And then we offer various training opportunities depending on the partner that we have at the time. Just to name a few of the trainings that we have. We typically have like more than 4 trainings per year. We have different staff per program, but mine personally is Brooklyn Networks, the cable training program, where we have 4 to 5 cycles per year. And we are currently recruiting. It's ongoing recruitment for every single cycle. And while our programs are located in Brooklyn, we offer it to anyone in the 5 boroughs to take advantage of these services. Now, we also provide Metro cards, Omni cards, all right, to take part in the training. All right. And then in addition to the training, after program completion, we provide job readiness training in the training, but also job placement assistance for up to 2 years after program completion. We do have employer networks that we rely on to help us place our grads in their first employment after program completion. And then we provide ongoing career support even after the programs have concluded for up to 2 years. So I just wanted to share that information real quick out there. All right. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Put it in the chat.
Okay, so Cindy just put in the chat about our upcoming event. It's gonna be called Connect Ed, and you guys can look at the flyer. I'm not able to share it right now, but the purpose of the event is we want to bring together school staff. Our goal is to host this event quarterly, and we really just want a space for school staff to understand who we are as a partnership, all the resources and access we have available to the families after school so that they can connect with us and then be able to help the families get the needs met that they have. And so the details for that event is happening. It's going to be at a Brooklyn Library in Flatbush. So hopefully you all can register. The link to register is on the flyer, and we hope to see you there. So I'm going to continue with just a reminder. We are on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Our handle is East Flatbush Partnership. Feel free to connect with us there. My folks that are here in person, if you have not taken attendance yet, please scan the QR code that's on the screen so we can capture your attendance for today. And those of you who may not have done it, if you came in a little late, and if you're online, feel free to please click the link in the chat and complete the attendance form today. And that just really helps us out a lot. So lastly, this is our catchment area, 11203, 11210, 11212, and 11226. And as usual, I always just say that, if you have a family in need, like if they live in Mill Basin or, area where there is no partnership, we will still do our best to assist them. So just because these zip codes are here, that doesn't that should not deter you from reaching out to us if the family is in need. So with that said, I'm going to stop sharing. We have officially ended our time together, but I'm going to leave the Zoom open in case you all want to connect with each other. And if anyone has any last minute questions, feel free, you can ask them, and we are here. I'll leave it open for about 5 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. You too.